Welcome to the Fashion Icon. Get ready to be inspired, and you're going to learn all about fashion. So stay tuned. No, I'm not a DJ. This is the Fashion Icon, and we are going to be answering some of the real tough questions that you guys have. You see all these amazing, beautiful girls on the scene, on the stage. They look glamorous. They shine. Have this special light on them. And guess what? It's not just about the model. Here today, we have the queen of the stage. I say it because this lady, Miss Monica, she rocks. She has this vision and passion for fashion. It is just incredible. So tell me about your secret, because I'm just amazed at every time that a girl comes up, the right background is always on point. So how did you manage to do that? Because you don't even see the dress until she's on the runway.
Well, a lot of times we either see them on the fly, or sometimes we'll have where we have somebody backstage, they'll feed me a color, and then I pull up my, I'll give you an example. I have all these different folders that are different colors. I can go to gold, I can go to green. And
can you maybe zoom in a little bit into this journey so people can see, maybe with whichever one of the cameras, so they can see a little bit of it.
So then I'll choose whatever color it is. And then depending on if they have the uplights to match it as well, I go over here to my other board. I select a color that matches it over here for the actual uplights.
But you must be like on rocket fuel, girl, because
you've got to be back and forth.
That thing is just happening instantaneously.
But that's where we've actually created a system with our software that allows us to sync everything together. So I'll choose my visual, choose my color, but then we have where I can just literally hit it and it flawlessly fades everything together. So it's not so, one going up, and it looks kind of, all messy. It
fades right into it.
And then once you pull it up, it puts it on your screen or whatever. I can also adjust your hue, which you can see.
Right.
I can choose that ahead of time if I need to.
And these are all in motion. They're all, that is incredible. Because it just seems so flawless when the girls are coming through, and one of the things that I see, they see it on TV, they see it on the videos, but it just adds so much glamour, so much fashion into it. It could actually make or break a girl,
okay,
if she's not doing it, because even the tempo of the music that Arnaldo's playing as it goes in there, you guys are so well synchronized. So how long did it take you to kind of master this thing? Because I see there's a lot of people trying, but they're nowhere near what you're doing.
We pretty much brought this to the industry where we started doing the color changing with their dresses. The problem is you have to not only know your coloring, but you have to have synchronizing, not just with your lighting boards, your video boards, but also with music.
No, the first time that I saw you that, I was at it's like, wow, so, they must have 7 people doing this. Mm-hmm. And then I come to see, and it's just you, like an octopus. You're doing this, you're doing that, and all that stuff. And it's it's incredible, because I honestly thought that there was 6, 7 people managing here and coordinating. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, they have an amazing coordinator. But now, taking a closer look, I was just beyond amazed here at the Pure Pageant how every single dress had their own specific background, which just makes it how long did it take you to master this?
Well, it's been kind of over the years as software has gotten better, as my knowledge of learning the software and coloring and things like that. It takes a little bit to learn, but it wasn't but a couple years.
How do you see this evolving in other pageants or even in fashion shows?
Well, the biggest thing is started years ago at one of our pageants. I just all of a sudden, just one day, I was like, I think this would look cool if we just changed it with her dress. And all of a sudden it became a
Yeah,
thing.
I remember. I think it was a year ago that we did the World's Perfect, and I said, "Hey, can you do this?" And Arnaldo was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that, but it's like, hey, Monica, can you do that?" And she's like, turns around and says, "Yeah, I can do that." And it's like in less of a second, the background was changed. Then you changed into another one, and then there was bubbles and all was that. I was like, God damn, that is amazing. And even from then to what you've done in this pageant at the Pure International, the ease on every single girl kind of like had their own light. Every single girl had their own identity, and I feel that it has helped them in their stage presence.
That was our vision for it. It was mainly just, we wanted each girl to feel like they had something specific based on what they were wearing, based on their who they are, and when you see on some of the videos, you'll see, or if you're ever at a show, you'll see.
Yeah, they kind of like carry on their own personality, and they get to project it. And I mean, I study colors a lot, and the feelings and the meanings of colors. And I think that through the changing of the colors and the image and all that, I think you have empowered these girls to feel even more confident, because when they see themselves in this special light, they're like, they feel prettier, they feel empowered. You're actually adding value, not just to the pageant, but to the growth of that person's emotions and that person's development for self-worth, that they can see, wow, I feel like a goddess walking down the runway. And what you're doing is truly amazing, that you're actually empowering these girls.
Well, it's also because the girls start getting pumped up, because when the crowd sees everything happening and you're hearing the ooh,
the emotion
and the emotion from the crowd, it makes the girl get more excited.
Yeah, they get into it.
It makes the whole, everybody feeds off of it. So
yeah, this stage in particular, it's been quite intimidating. I've even spoken to several of the candidates here, and they've experienced girls that have done pageants, 7, 8, 10, 20 pageants, and they felt intimidating because this is a production, it's a big show, this is a Vegas type thing with all the lights around them. And quite frankly, me as a photographer, what you guys have done here has made it so much easier for us to work. And obviously Arnaldo and I work, in color balancing everything set that is good for the video, and it's good for the photography. So it's always feels amazing to work with you guys because of what you do and how, you kind of like work and make all the wheels synchronized to work together. So let's gonna go ahead and show them some of the videos right now. As we talk a little bit more, I'm gonna put on screen in there some of the videos of what you've done, so they can see what's the right light and what's not the right light. So as we talk and we put this video so that the people can see, tell me a little bit, what would be something gone wrong, that the light is not where it should be, or where would you like to be?
The only time that I sometimes I'll get told a color and it's not the right color, so it goes up. Say for instance,
how do you handle that? How do you?
I can actually change the hue of the video.
So you color correct the background.
If the video is up now and that is off, say the color's off, I literally take my hue button and I will literally just bump it to the right color of the dress.
Just bring it up to the level of the dress.
And then I can do the same thing with my uplights.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is, because you got to be back and forth between two different boards, two different screens. But that's where the synchronizing helps, because if you synchronize your video to your lighting board, it definitely helps to make it more flawless and fluid.
How does this affect your workflow? Because to me, it just seems like I would be, like pins and needles all the time, because I would be at the edge, all, cramped up and whatever, doing all the things. How does it affect your workflow per se as you work in? Is it? You're used to it, or is it still stressful even though you're doing it? Or?
I'm pretty used to it by now. I've literally got my folders like down to a science almost, like where I know. Scroll down, here's my pinks, here's my blues, it becomes almost like a science to it. Yeah, you know exactly where all your folders are, and then once you open your folder, there's like all these different, ones you can choose from. So that's where a lot of people get overwhelmed, but you developed almost
You know,
like
it's
a memory to it.
I got so curious that I saw it so, and I got so impressed that I said, you know what? She's got to have someone right back there taking a picture of the girls
No.
and sending it to her. And I went up there spying to, see behind us. Oh, there's no one here. How the hell is she doing it? Because it's like the girl will come up and boom, the dress was on point.
There's a lot of times I don't have anybody back there to feed me the color, so I have to wait right till I can see the dress coming from behind the drape.
Yeah, but
and as soon as I see that color, I hurry up and I go and I grab my uplights.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm sitting here, both.
Too stressful for me. Well,
But-
I like the simplicity of just being behind the camera, shooting the beautiful girls, get the light, and then I'll go in. Maybe I'll have a little stress in doing a little bit of Photoshop, but over the years working with so many magazines, you kind of like get used to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the queen of lighting, she will make you look pretty. Even this, I'm gonna walk the runway to see how she lights me up. So stay fashionable and make sure that you follow them because they are rocking the runway with all the lights.